Hi, this is Charting Man Dan of TheChartGuys.com, home of technical analysis education. Click the link for a free week trial, no credit card required, and gain access to our multiple live broadcasts daily, community chat room, educational videos, nightly watch lists, and more. Invest in your education and future and join the community today.
Looking at Facebook on the daily, weekly, shorter-term time frames, Facebook bulls showed up in a big way today. They showed up notably yesterday. They stood out as a lead bull the first half of the day, and then we saw profit taking into the close and a close below the middle Bollinger Band. Not the case today. They held on to their gains, increasing bullish volume, but they very quickly got right up to the upper Bollinger Band. And just due to the history of Facebook and looking to see that the volume wasn't explosive, we could assume that we're going to reject from the upper Bollinger Band because that's the history. More notably, most often than not, that's what occurs, and that happened here. So we look at the same setup. We rejected from the upper Bollinger Band, then the next day we rejected again and then pulled back pretty significantly for 3 days. So tomorrow, if we reject from the upper Bollinger Band, if we see that we're not going to see more than 17 million shares traded, and we can just do some math within the first hour and do some assuming, but we can get a pretty good idea, then that's a potential bearish entry point, and we'll look for a back test of the middle Bollinger Band support of 128.64. So looking for pretty much the history of what's happened here, the lower high pattern is still in play, 131.98, 130.73, 130.70, 130.47. So update the upper Bollinger Band at the open. If the bulls can't break it, Facebook could be a nice short-term bear play. Looking at the weekly time frame, we're bouncing right off that 10-week support 2 weeks in a row. The weekly is looking great. Bulls in full control. No worries here on the long-term trend. And resistance, that 130.70, the high of last week. So here on the hourly, we saw the big bullish start to the day and rejecting right from the upper Bollinger Band. So I was looking for potential bearish entries today, and we didn't get many significant opportunities in terms of nice profit to the downside. Here's the 5-minute. We did get a pretty significant pullback. We topped out at 130.47, bearish reversal candlestick, and we did pull all the way back down to 129.71. So there was a day trade there if you didn't get in on this bull explosion to the upside, which certainly happened very quickly and could be easy to miss. But after that, the bulls did maintain higher lows and some higher highs and did hold strong into the close. So there was just one little day trading opportunity there, but looking at the history and seeing the upper Bollinger Band did give us information to potentially be cautious to not be entering bullish unless for a day trade. I would not be wanting to hold Facebook bullish overnight if I had weekly calls, for example, because I know the trouble that it does have at the upper Bollinger Band. So that's the key tomorrow, the upper Bollinger Band, whether or not the bulls can close above it. And we'll also be watching the high of today up at 130.47. If that breaks, 130.70 is the next key level. If 130.70 breaks tomorrow and we see some decent volume, then we can start to look for a breakout and a move back towards the all-time highs. So we'll see if the bulls can show up and get that upper Bollinger Band as support. I appreciate you watching. We'll check back in tomorrow and see how it went. Have a great night.